Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Papa Boris here, playing some more Krumit's Tales. Time for our 4th dungeon. So here we have hard enemies. So these guys we've seen before. Now we also have these druids. When they show up, they give 3 armor to a random enemy in the same column. Now this adds a whole new ball game of strategy, because now you have to think about when like one of these guys is coming up, which tile you take so that they don't land on top of things. But if you have that crowbar, you actually might want someone to get the armor so you can crowbar it and then get the plate armor. And these guys are very, very annoying. You can't use weapons against them, and they have this really pesky 1 block action in the middle, which means that even though they have 6 health, it's really 7, so it's kind of awkward to kill them. Now I did talk down that one ability that adds 1 extra damage at the first round of combat. That actually would counter this block and make them not as bad. But since I don't have that, they're very annoying. This is just all a very annoying bunch of guys. Alright, let's see how this goes. So in the 4th dungeon, you definitely need to not be overzealous in leaving tiles unused. You just gotta worry about getting stuff done. So the beginning of a dungeon can be a tough time. If all your stuff costs money and you have no starting gold and you have to fight things bare naked, it can be very challenging to do so. So here's where it's good that I have that chill stamp and my starting health stamp. So I can do something like this. I can fight this guy. I'm gonna whack him and take 4 damage. He deals 2 damage to himself though, and he's frozen. So his next attack does no damage instead of 4 damage, and he still gets the -2 health aspect of it, so he kills himself. So that chill perk, the snowflake stamp I like to call it, just saved me 4 damage. It's a pretty big deal. I will just pick up this execute. It resets my gold down to 1, but I essentially get that back because I'm gonna go ahead and just kill this. Oops, I screwed up. This thing has armor now. Oops. Okay, we're gonna kill this druid. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna whack it, and it'll hit me for 2 damage. And I'm gonna execute it to deal the remaining 8 damage. So I basically got my gold back for that execute. Now, I'd love to fight one of these guys again. Let me think carefully about exactly what happens with these globbers. So I hit it for 2, he hits me for 2, and then he's frozen. But it sucks because his next thing isn't even an attack anyways. It's poison. The way that works is every time you attack, you take damage equal to your poison value, and then the poison value is reduced by 1, so this is actually 3 damage in the long run. And then he hits me for another 1. And then I have to attack him again. So I'm going to kill him at the beginning of this turn. And he will have dealt 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to me. 6. So I'm taking 6 damage for killing this guy? Ugh. Yeah, it's not great. I could start pitching some stuff. I could pitch maybe this thing and buy a crossbow, which would mean this thing only has 4 health. I think that crossbow is a big deal. Now, crossbows can only be used against enemies in the middle and top row. So if I pitch this, then the globber gets out of reach. I'm going to have to fight him later. Remember, you can't use weapons against them, so it's actually sort of difficult to kill these things, just in general. Yeah. Am I going to get this thing? Well, I am short on money. All right, let's take a risk. I'm going to put this globber out of reach. I'm going to buy this iron skin, or I'm going to pitch the iron skin for 2 health and 1 gold. And I'm going to get a crossbow. And we got some gold here, which is really, really good. Okay, so now I'm feeling much better about things. Let's first of all shoot this guy. And what happens now is he's going to deal 2 damage to me. But I will kill him before he can poison me or block. So that extra 2 damage makes a big difference. I only take 2 damage in that fight instead of taking a bunch. And I'm going to do it again with this one. Wait, oh god, hang on. This druid's going to come down and give more armor to this druid. At this point, I'm going to basically wait for the crowbar to kill this druid anyways, so I don't care about that. I could take this treasure chest and have the druid come in here. I think I might as well. There's really no reason not to do that. Okay, now I can get this dragon's gold and turn this bucket into 5 gold, which is really good. I'm going to do that right now, because I hate this bucket helm, so we're going to just do that right now and get 5 gold. And now I can buy the octo arm, which is really, really good. That's what? 5, 2 plus 5 is 7. 1 extra damage would make a difference. Okay, so let's finish this crossbow. We're going to use that globber. And I'll do the same thing to both of these. We're just going to whack it. And kill it. I could actually use chainmail. Yeah, why wouldn't I do that? Yeah, let's buy the chainmail, heal for 2. Chainmail's good against this Globber, because it stuns him, so I don't take 2 damage. Actually, maybe I should use it against this Globber. Let's do a quick check. If I use it against this Globber here, he's stunned, so he skips the poison and the block. Oh, that's amazing. I take no damage. So the Globbers are very, very strong, but Bruno's starting card, Chainmail, is actually amazing against them because it lets you kill them completely for just 1 tick of durability without taking a single damage. Okay, let's turn this stupid sword into gold. There is a price to that, which is I've used up an extra tile, so now I have 5 less gems at the end of the level. But I think at this point we should be pretty smooth sailing. I'm going to grab this plate helm. For 6 block, I block a cultist. So what happens now is what we've seen before. He's parried. And then he's going to die. Interesting. The freeze effect didn't go away. It says that the freeze effect goes away after 1 round of battle, but it actually did not go away after that round, and it's persisted through him being stunned. That is very interesting. I did not know that. Okay. Well, let's do that again. Blocking this attack just 1 time lets me kill it without taking any more damage. Okay, I might actually be able to buy this axe sort of expensively. We will, let's see. I've got this retaliate, which could be useful at some point. I'm gonna take a bit of a flyer and grab it. And I think I'm just gonna use my last tick of the plate helm on this cultist. Again, I'm only moderately gonna be worrying about not using up tiles, because I have such a big deck that I already have a lot of tiles anyway. Now these druids are kind of interesting. They don't do that much damage. They have a lot of health, and then you can flee when they put this block up, and then if you then step back and fight them, you can maybe kill them before this healing actually matters. Let's do some math. I do 2, 4, 6, flee, and then he's got 4 hit points. But if I whack him here with retaliate for 4, aha, I think I can actually kill this guy taking only taking 4 damage. Ah, no, the freeze, did it go away? Oh no, it was used, right, it didn't go away, it was used. Okay, so I will take 4 damage. No, this actually kills him outright. Okay, so I don't need to do any of the fleeing stuff, it just kills him. So I took only 2 damage. 2 in the first round, and then the freeze blocked the second round of damage, and then he was dead. Or she was dead. Okay. Well, now, I guess I have health to spare. If I only take 2 damage, it's fine. Although this thing has armor, which messes with things a little bit. I should not have let the armor happen. Well, let's grab this crowbar and pry the armor off, getting this thing, and we'll just do the same thing we did before. The freeze blocks her second attack, and then my little retaliate thing deals 4 extra damage for 2 rounds that have passed. Okay, can I just kill this guy? He's gonna deal 8 damage to me before he dies. No, he's only gonna deal 4 damage to me before he dies, thanks to my snowflake stamp. I could have actually killed it if I had used the retaliate there a few seconds sooner. Alright, that ended up being really good. I ended up having a lot of unused tiles. So 60 is like as good as it's ever been. So this has been a very good run so far. Okay, some situational stuff here. This is tricky because it has to go into your inventory and then be used. So space is kind of a tricky thing if you have like weapons and recurring abilities and things. It can be hard to use this, but what it does is it refreshes the durability of your armors and increases their block value by 2, which can be good. This is something we saw earlier. And this trashes an item from a dungeon, but then just flat out restores durability to everything in your inventory. This also needs to be put into your inventory, but it applies to everything, not just armors, and it costs 1 less. It does require you to remove something from the dungeon, but it applies to weapons as well as armors. It's a tricky one. We'll go for the armor, and we'll see if I regret that. Okay, so there's some interesting stuff here. This is just 3 random potions going into the deck. This thing, you get maximum health increased by 2 and 100 bonus gems. This is very strong if you're not getting good gems, but right now I'm already at like basically deck capacity. And so unless like really amazing stuff shows up in the store, there's a decent chance I'm not going to get to ever use up these gems. We've seen Thorny and Poet. This is a very important combo stamp. It doubles up when you buy a 1-cost ability from the bottom of the row, and that checks the current cost of the ability, not the native cost. So if you can reduce the cost of abilities, that's very strong. As it is, I can get double executes and nothing else without some cost reduction effects. So all in all, I'm not super pleased with this selection. I guess I'll take the Alchemist, because these can just be pitched for a gold and 2 health. But I don't think that was a very big deal. Okay, what do we got going on here? I actually like this thing. It's a little workhorse tile. It shuffles everything that isn't an enemy back into the deck. This can be good if you're trying to get enemies to spawn to kill them. It can, and it's also it also applies a discount to everything shuffled back in. So it's kind of like money and a nice effect that prevents you from having to waste tiles to get enemies to appear. So we'll grab that. This is good because it goes through armor and it's a pretty hard-hitting weapon. So we'll grab that. I'll take this. I have some expensive stuff. It could be nice to have an extra tile that just gives gold. This thing deals bonus damage against enemies that are already damaged. So that's alright. But I think I'll pick up another crossbow because I already have 2 intimidates. So another crossbow could be good. See, I'm able to just buy 4 tiles out of this shop without even having that minor perk. Now we are at a lot of extra cards, so I can finally get rid of some serious chaff. Bucket Helm, goodbye. Short Sword, goodbye. Other Short Sword, goodbye. And at long last, even with the intelligence stamp increasing the deck size by 3, we've gotten rid of all the really, really chaffy stuff from the deck. Now this next level, when you get this level, you need to understand that, like, your life is on the line from moment 1 when it starts. This is one of the most dangerous levels in the game, and I have a feeling it's going to change by the time this game is out of early access. Because what you've got is these guys. As long as this thing's on the board, you cannot use weapons. And these guys, they basically have taunt in their row. So if you attack an enemy in a row containing a Royal Guard, it must be the Royal Guard. Now this guy is serious as hell because he has 12 health and hits for friggin' 5. So what happens is, you think, oh, well, no problem, I'll just use a weapon to kill him. Oh, but you can't use weapons because of the Town Guard. And if the Town Guard is protected by the taunt of this guy, you can get it into a situation where you're totally, totally screwed. So when you play this level, you need to, like, forego any other concerns you might possibly have and make sure that you never ever allow that to happen, where the Town Guard is protecting, or what's this thing called? Yeah, where the Royal Guard is protecting the weapon-free dude. Now, here we got a lucky early roll, thank goodness. These guys are in the bottom, they're taunting each other, and there's none of those weapony guys back here. So, it could have been a lot worse. But, just make sure that you don't ever get complacent in this level. Now, let's go ahead and just kill these peasants. The nice thing now is, thanks to my Snowflake perk, I take only 1 damage from these guys, from these ladies, fighting them buck naked because they get frozen during the round in which they do 2 damage. So I only take the 1 damage from the first round of attack before they die. So these are just amazing. This was a very, very lucky draw. I basically just get 2 free gold for 2 damage. And I also got 2 of these Town Guards out of the way where they're not, you know, causing a devastating result that just instantly makes my run end. Okay, so now we got one of these guys. These you need to take out immediately. You have no bigger priority in this level than taking out these Town Guards before they can get taunted by the Royal Guards and the level fills up too clogged with stuff that you can't stop the taunt chain. Now these are going to deal 2 damage to me before they die, so I'm fine with that. I'll just kill it buck naked and take 2 damage. After all, I do heal every single time I pick up armor. And thanks to my Intelligent perk, I have 3 extra cards. And thanks to my Alchemist perk, I have 3 more tiles. I have 6 extra tiles in the deck, so I have more leeway than most people to discard stuff for golden health. Okay, so I think it's time to take on these guards. I have a few different ways to do it. I can just kill them with a spear, because this goes past armor. I can also pry bar off their armor. Now the thing about the pry bar is that it gives me that armor, but sadly that armor is 4 block, where they have 5 attack. So I could basically pry off their armor and take 1 damage, and then kill them, which is a decent option, actually. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll pick up this gold. Let's get this crowbar. I want to make sure that this does not cause me any problems. It won't, because wherever it appears, the enemy will have just died. But there's no reason not to just kill this peasant. So I'll take 1 damage. Thanks to my snowflake perk, which by the way has saved me 6 health. This is one of the reasons why I really value stamps that let me fight buck naked. Sometimes in the beginning of a dungeon before you've bought anything, it can be difficult to just, you know, get started and start the snowball. So things like this that make you better at fighting without anything can be very effective stamps to have. Okay, I think I'll just stick to my plan then. Let's go ahead and crowbar off that armor. I won't parry him, but it doesn't really matter that much because he's going to die next round anyways. And this means I just take 1 damage instead of 0 damage, basically, because the stun was irrelevant. I'm fine with that, basically. Okay. I will do this because the next thing coming up isn't a Royal Guard. So by the way, the crowbar, you can see, is just absolutely ludicrous. For 1 3 gold item and trivial damage, I can take out 3 of those guards, which is very, very strong. Okay, I will just buy this crossbow and shoot this town guard to death. So the piercing means it goes through armor, which is nice, and I will just do that again. So the crossbow just paid for itself, and I still have 1 shot left over. Now the druid is taunted. That's not a big deal. The thing you have to worry about is having the town guards, which prevent weapon use from being taunted. So this is actually kind of dangerous because this is up at the top row, so if a town guard shows up, suddenly you can't use weapons and you can find yourself in a sticky spot. What do I do here? I could let this crossbow fall in and just shoot this guy to death with crossbows, but I might as well use the crowbar. That's what the crowbar does. So we'll do this, use up this plate armor, take 1 damage, and kill him off. Okay, so we've got Druid City now. I actually wish it was chainmail instead of this, because these guys do just 2 damage, and the Lion Guard doesn't do anything about that. So this time I don't have that retaliate, so I have to do the math over again. So I deal 2, 4, 6, then I run. Yeah, then he still has 4 health, or she still has 4 health, so I don't kill her before this heal goes off if I flee. So I need a little bit of extra help. Oh, there's the retaliate. Okay, but the problem is then this druid falls on top of this druid. I don't want that, so I need to get something else first. Okay, let's get this crossbow. Okay, and now let's pick up retaliate. I don't need weapons to kill anything, so I'm okay with this town. You know what? I'm just going to shoot this town guard. I'm just not going to take any chances. We're just going to shoot her. You can still use abilities on the enemies even if they're taunted, so there is that. Okay, let's fight this. So now we will just take 2 damage and kill it thanks to this retaliate ability. So I could do 4, but I will wait. She does no damage to me because she's frozen. And then this adds 4 now because 2 rounds have gone by and she's dead. Druids are very weird. They're very weakly hitting enemies, but they can be annoying nonetheless. What I'm going to do is... So normally I would just buy this taunt and shuffle all this stuff in just to get the enemies to come out. It's a bit frisky though because you can end up in a weird situation where like the taunts are protecting the guys. So I could like buy this first, but then I would run out of space in my inventory. So I guess what I'll do is I'll fight this bare naked, go down to 10 health. Gotta love that snowflake perk. I love that perk so much. Okay, and now, rather than just taking random crap to fill up space for enemies, we're going to pick up the taunt, and we're going to shuffle everything in. Whee! Okay, wow. I guess there's just so much good stuff in my deck that the enemies have a hard time coming out. Okay, I'm probably going to have to use a Patal at some point anyway, because my inventory is full. Here's a random potion. It's whatever. Let's just shoot this thing dead. And let's take 2 more damage to kill the druid, doing what we do best, which is retaliating for 4 bonus damage at a crucial time. Okay, there's still no enemies coming. I still have to kill 1 more enemy to recharge my taunt. This is very irritating. Okay, let's use up this health file. I'm just gonna use it up. Aha, the next thing is an enemy. Yes! Okay, let's, Sure, just buy this Octo Arm thing. Well, if there's actually another guard, what I'd rather have is the spear, because I could kill him with it. Yeah, let's get the spear, because it's piercing. And now, I will shoot you to death. There's 2 enemies hiding out in this deck. Let's see if we can get him in here with a taunt. Got one of them in there. Alright, that's fine. So we're going to fight this guy and kill him in one hit with a spear, because it pierces through his armor. So notice how useful it is to have things that get through armor. That's something that's not to be discounted in this game. Okay, well, I gotta use up an item. So we'll, I guess, pick up this chest. The next thing is still not an enemy. Curses. Okay, I don't know what the last enemy is. I guess this taunt can go away because it's not going to help me. Since to recharge it, I'd have to kill 2 more enemies. But if I found 1 more enemy, like, the dungeon would already be cleared. So, this is terrible. Yeah. Let's just replace the taunt with that and just drink it. And, okay. Let's get this helm, I suppose. Still not an enemy. And yeah, this is a weird situation. Doesn't often happen, but yeah, you can see we're just sort of destroying stuff just to get the enemy to show up, which is a good problem to have. There's the last enemy. Alright, I don't think there's any way that I can get it to come down without eating something up, so we'll just execute it. And since it's a druid, I don't actually have to use anything to kill it. I can just use up some of my beefy health stack to fight it the rest of the way down. Wow, that was quite a demolition derby. After I hyped this level as being so hard, I got a very lucky early draw, and I'm now going to have like a zillion billion gems, 75 bonus gems. Okay, what do we got going on here? I don't like this thing. It's very weak. If you can increase your base damage, of course, that's good, but I find this to be weak otherwise. This, though, is a little workhorse. I like this a lot. You can cancel armor, you can cancel healing, you can cancel blitz, you can cancel poison with this, and it's once every battle. You don't have to worry about like doing weird things to recharge it. Basically, the main cost of this, because it's so cheap and so flexible, is just that it takes up an inventory spot, but I'm happy to grab that over another crossbow. Okay, I don't like this because parrying is a pretty big part of my strategy. This we've talked about. This, you know, it looks a lot better than it is. But the short sword's crap, the chainmail is good, the matches are mostly crap, and it fills up your inventory with stuff. The main thing this has going for it is it does make the early part of a dungeon easier, because you can basically treat the short sword as like a temporary +1 damage. So you can get through some of the early stuff. And the other stuff's not that inspiring. I mean, Scaredy Cat I do like, getting 2 block when you flee to protect yourself, but this character doesn't often have to use fleeing as part of his strategy, so I guess I'll take Adventure, but I'm not going to be super excited about it. Okay, we have a pretty tough boss here, Elmer. He's got 90 health. However, he has 2 positives, which is kind of interesting for a boss. I guess the 90 health is considered to be a sufficiently negative thing. So he takes 5 damage when you kill another treant, and he takes double damage from being stunned, which is great because you're going to stun him every time you parry, and you're going to parry him pretty easily because he has pretty low attacks. So the thing about Elmer is you want to try not to kill these treants until he shows up. And this is where the taunt tile is really great, because this lets you shuffle through things more quickly so you can find the boss and then start killing the treants to do 5 damage to the boss per treant. Okay, what do we got in the shop here? I don't think I want a 3rd execute. This is one of those things that is not that good because it's very situational. It takes up half your inventory to do this. 1 for itself, 1 for the weapon. But when you need to do a lot of damage, like, this is your jam. So I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to plan to discard it most of the time, but when I need it, it'll be there for me. I'm going to grab 3 extra gold. That's fine, I think, because I have a pretty expensive deck. And plate armor is just another blocking card. It is more expensive for each other item, so you can have abilities in your inventory, but other items increase this thing's cost, so that's annoying, but still it's a 3 durability, 4 armor thing, which is good. Okay, so what do we get rid of from this deck? I am not confident about this at all. Now that I have other things that take up permanent space, I don't want another permanent space taking up thing that's questionable of value. And I also... it's tough. I mean, everything's alright. You could say get rid of chainmail. You could say maybe I don't need this dragon's gold because it's got these golden chests. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of dragon's gold. I mean, this health file is pretty marginal. Yeah, because you can discard anything for 2 health. This is just like 2 more health. Yeah, that's got to be it. Let's get rid of that. So now we've got a full deck again. And it's time to do the next dungeon. Okay, so sadly we didn't get the boss, but we did get Taunt, which is great. This is going to be the first thing I buy, and we're going to try to use it as much as possible. Now, matches burn an enemy. Burned enemies take a damage when they move down the board. So I could, like, burn this. It's still going to be, and then, like, it's still tough to kill it without taking damage because it has bullets. So I'm not going to worry about the burning that much. This I'm just happy to basically throw off, and if I get any value out of it, I'm fine with it. These guys have a very weird thing. It's a Blitz Poison, so it activates before you attack, and you're going to end up taking 3 damage from it. I think I'm actually going to just use 2 ticks of my short sword to kill this thing. Actually, I don't need to use the second tick. Oh, because of the freeze effect, he doesn't actually do 3 damage to me. Oh, nice. Okay, so for 3 damage... Wait a minute, do I even need any ticks of the poison of this weapon? I don't know if I do. Because what if I just attack him, and then he's frozen? Ah, I messed up. I wasted the short sword, actually. Interesting. I was not thinking about my own abilities, was I? Okay. So now I could buy chainmail. No, that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is taunt. I am going to just light these things on fire. They stay burning, and then when they get shuffled back eventually, they'll take a damage every time they drop. Or do they? Is it every time or just once? Hold on. Can I see the burn? Wait, burn. When a burned enemy moves down, they take piercing damage. Oh, then reduce the burn value by 1. So they only get to take 1 damage total, so it's not even a very big deal, but fine. Anything else I want to buy here? Nope. So time to taunt. Sadly, we did not get the boss. There's a bit of a visual bug. Let's grab 6 gold, though. No more enemies are here. Okay. Well, I guess... I'll just light this thing on fire to get this thing out of my inventory. And then I will take 3 more damage to kill this trickster. It's 3 damage because the poison 2 means I take 2 damage when I attack it. And then I take 1 damage the next time I attack it. You take damage equal to the poison value, and then the poison value is reduced by 1. Okay, it's awkward. I don't really want to fight these treants. I don't have very much space either. I could, of course, kill this thing in 1 hit, but it's going to get its 3 damage in anyway. If Hamstring were up here, I could actually cancel the Blitz part, and then this sword would actually be useful. Okay, what I'm going to do is buy this chainmail, and I'm going to use just both of these chainmails to parry the attack. Chainmail is getting more and more marginal as the game goes along. So I'm happy just to use it up if it has basically any value whatsoever. And in this case, saving 3 hit points is good enough for me. The tricksters are weird because they poison you. That goes through armor, so you cannot block them. Oh, hang on. How long has this been active? Crap, I should have probably used it earlier. Okay. Let's get big old beefcake Octo's arm. And then just... taunt. Okay, still haven't found the boss, sadly. I guess we'll take 2 gold. And now... starting to have a lot of damage. I don't necessarily want to take 3 damage just to kill this thing. I could pump it full of 3 crossbow bolts. And thus save some health. Yeah, alright, let's do that. Oh, right, they have stealth and they cannot be targeted outside of combat. Oops, that was a mistake. I just wasted inventory space on this for no reason. Okay, so I could use Octo's Arm. I still take 2 poison damage. I'm basically only saving 1 hit point that way, because I kill it before I take the 3rd poison damage, and I could heal in between. I don't think it's worth using a tick of this major weapon, though, just to save 1 hit point. Okay, so I'm still not seeing the boss here. I've still got a lot of good tiles in the deck. I guess this is the problem of having too much good stuff in the deck. Okay, I guess I can just throw away this short sword. It's not that useful. We will just kill this treant, even though the boss is not on the board. Okay. I could take this and start using it, but I might actually want to be able to use some of this armor at some point. Okay, we'll buy this crossbow. And I suppose we'll kill this treant. Okay, I can taunt again, thankfully. Let's, plate armor. Although, who do I really use plate armor against in this dungeon? It doesn't work against the tricksters. It does work against those rush guys, if there's any more of those. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we're gonna taunt. No boss, still. Okay. Well, I guess I'll fight this guy and take 3 damage. Note that if I didn't have the Snowflake perk, I'd be taking 3 damage here. So then things like armor and extra damage and using the short sword would actually be more valuable. Okay, still nothing. It's a bit weird. What do I even do here? I guess I'll replace the short sword with some chainmail. Or I could use the spear. The spear lets me one-shot the treants, if the boss would be kind enough to show up. Okay, let's buy the chainmail, replace the sword with it. And then, there's still no enemies coming up. Maybe I should have just taken this just to start killing treants, to have something to do. I really shouldn't have bought this, though. That was a mistake. It didn't really do anything for me. Okay, I will pick this up and throw away the chainmail, and then I will just drink this for 6 health. Okay, this thing is good. I would like to get that eventually, but right now I really just want more enemies to show up who are not treants. But sadly, the boss is just buried beneath all my wonderful tiles. So we're gonna have to kill some of these treants using the spear, getting past all their 12 armor. I feel bad to go on this tree-killing genocide, so we're taking a bit of a gamble that we'll be able to kill the boss. Alright, there's the boss. Okay, so we are going to... See, is there any worth to taunting at this point? No, I don't want this axe to go away. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and now I'm out of ways to kill treants. Ah, crap. Because I used up all my crossbows and my spear, and I have not gotten my crowbar, which is what I would really like to see. Okay, let's do taunt, and maybe the crowbar will show up. The crowbar did not show up. Okay, well, what are you? Right, you're the mighty swing. Let's see, can I do something with this? This would be 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12 damage. That'd basically punch through all their armor. Although, what's the rush? Let's just fight you. For 1 tick of my plate armor, I can block all damage from you. And I can just take this dumb thing and drink it. The next thing, unfortunately, is useless for me. This could be good, but it's taking up space in my inventory, which I'm not happy about. I still want to use the taunt to try to shuffle this stuff in so I can find the crowbars that are in my deck. Oh, hang on a second. This thing can kill this treant that I burned. Oh, hey, that's useful. Okay, we'll pick up the execute and burn this treant, which is great, because it deals 5 damage to the boss. Oh, yeah, maybe I should have used the matches for the treants. I didn't think about that, actually. Huh. Okay. Fine. We'll take this. I'm a little bit nervous about using this Octo's Arm, but the axe is pretty good, still, against the final boss. So we do this, And we deal 12 damage, knocking out all of its armor. Wait, what? Why did it die? Why did it die? I don't understand why the thing died. It's still at 6 health to go. What just happened? Okay, crap. Do they have some special ability which is that they die when they run out of armor? I don't know what the deal is. Okay, let's do this. Try to get more treants to come in here. There's 2 more monsters in the deck. Well, this is one unintended annoying thing about the intelligent stamp. It really makes it hard to get the monsters to show up so you can actually kill them sometimes. Oh, God. Okay, so, at this point, I could just fight this thing for a little bit and then run away. Yeah, alright. Let's hamstring and get rid of this taunt. Let's go ahead and start fighting it because his attacks are pretty low. I want to use up as much stuff as I can. So we're going to do this. Stun him. Should I just... No, I want to wait and whack him with this later after we've had like a nice long fight. Let's go ahead and hamstring this heal so he doesn't heal himself, because that's very rude. Now he's dealing 8 to me. Uh-oh, I screwed up. I should have paid more attention to that. I should have saved armor for that. Okay, so I'm taking 8 damage. Luckily, I can take it and deal 18 to him, but I should have not done this. And now we're going to flee. If I didn't flee, I would actually die next round. Okay, well now I'm really damaged, which is great. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to use this execute, so we'll just sell it for gold and health. Let's buy the Lion Guard. This is too little too late. So, I mean, if the other enemy is a treant, that I guess would be bad. Yeah, I don't need this gold. That is clear. So we'll get rid of the gold for healing. Okay. It's actually kind of annoying because I can't use the Lion Guard against his 3 attack. I want the Plate Helm, but I have no room for the Plate Helm. Unless I get rid of this Octo's Arm, which seems like it's giving up a lot of damage. What does this guy have? So I canceled out his heal. So I don't actually need Oh, I do! What am I talking about? Hang on a second. With Hamstring, I can make this be non-blitzed. And then kill him in 1 hit of Octo's Arm, but that seems like a very bad use of Octo's Arm. What do I want to do? I'm actually kind of out of tiles at this point, so getting through 54 hit points is a non-trivial challenge. Okay. I think I'm going to get this Plate Helm, and we're going to get rid of the Hamstring. Now I'm going to block this 3 damage, because every hit point matters. I'm going to do the same thing here. And I want this Mighty Swing. I also want this Axe. It'd be nice to use Slam against him if I can get up to full health, but I'm 5 hit points away from full. It's actually not going to happen. I screwed up. I didn't heal myself enough. Oh, shoot. Now this, I could make myself have more durability on my armor. This only works on this round. So what if I went into battle with... Well, I mean, I could do 2 separate battles, right? I could do, like, 1 battle where I get a lot of damage with the Mighty Swing and my Axe and Octo's Arm. And then another battle where I come in with the armor up and these 2 armors. But the thing is, I can't use both of these armors and my Axe and Octo's Arm and Mighty Swing. I'd have to throw away one of these armors to have both of these weapons so that Mighty Swing does more. Maybe I don't want Mighty Swing at all. I mean, I could, like, use Retaliate and try to have a long combat where I block a lot of attacks. And then do a lot of damage with the Octo's Arm and the Retaliate. What attack are you on now? You're up at the top. So I could, like, hit him once, do a Mighty Swing. Jesus. See, this game gets pretty tough. If I discarded these 3 things, I could actually slam him and get an extra stun. Okay. I don't know if this is correct, but it's what we're going to do. I'm gonna go up to full health. And I'm gonna try to use up these armors. And the Octo Arm and Mighty Swing. Ah, but if I take damage, then the slam doesn't stun. Well, if I'm armoring, that should be fine, as long as I make sure I leave an armor for when I run away. Okay, so let's try this out. So I do this, we use the Plate Helm to block 3 damage. And now we whack him. We whack him again. Okay, so now we stun him. And I think at this point is where I'm going to use the Octo Arm and the Mighty Swing. While he's stunned, I'm going to run. Because if I stay to the next round, if I like whacked him for 4 right now, and stayed till the next round, he would do 3 damage to me that I couldn't block with this Lion Guard. So I didn't actually end up being able to use this. That was a mistake. I should have sold this and kept the Retaliate. Okay, well at this point at least we can fill up the inventory. So I go back in there. I'm going to do the Slam to do 16 damage and stun him, which doubles our damage and kills him in 1 hit apparently. Okay, so I probably overdid it a little bit there. We're not getting very many bonus gems, but we made it! Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe. Let's take the rewards for this one and then we'll do a break and finish this up next time. Okay, I don't think I want a second one of these axes. This is a weird one. It can let you trivialize a lot of battles with a permanent block too. Yeah, we'll try it, although I might just not actually use it. Okay, it's not often going to happen that I do this. I don't think it's good enough to be worth doing it because a lot of my strategy is to block. This can be good because sometimes that's like where you're in trouble, but I've been having trouble actually getting that many enemies on the board. This is fun. Frenzy deals 2 damage to you and increases your base attack by 2 for the rest of the battle. You don't have the ability to use these all the time, but if you're selective about when you use them and just are willing to pitch them when you don't need them, you can put this to good effect. What I think I'm going to do, though, is just take this so that I do more damage versus bosses and don't have to worry about this other situational stuff. Okay, well, it's tempting to get another one of these, especially as the bosses or the enemies get harder. I think I will grab this. Nothing else here. The drafting of the random item, or the 3rd execute, or this terrible flask, or this basic bitch weapon, or the sharpening of the weapons excites me very much. So we're going to leave the deck the way it is. I want to pause here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.